This is recorded after the discussion, but I felt it best if we did a quick forewarning. This is probably some sensitive material, but we go over it with our own experiences and our observations through life. Anything we do is pretty much anecdotal to a fact, or maybe hyperboles, which we state when they are. So this is a long one. Sit back, relax, and comment or whatnot when you feel like it. I've learned a few things by listening to Sidra's critiques of near the end, which was done quite a bit. So with that said, we're going to get started here. So beforehand, thank you for listening. Here we go.
When I awakened this morning, said he was having an issue about an exchange he had back and forth with someone regarding corporal punishment, or better known as whippings, beatings, spankings, however you want to refer to them. And so here's the thing. Everyone who got whippings when they were young usually have two minds about it. They're going to whoop their kids, or they don't want to whoop their kids. And, got your child, they're a newborn. Everything's all sweet and new, and they don't know how to do anything. It's a little ball of mush, and it's wonderful. But they're always learning. They're always learning how to get what they want. No matter how small they are, they're little humans, and the goal is to get what they want. That is anyone's goal. Even if you're altruistic and want to give everything, at some point you're going to want something that you're going to bust ass to get. But
meaning work hard, not just bust ass, but just work hard.
Yeah, work hard to get. So you're raising this kid, and some parents are fortunate. All they got to do is just look at their kid when they're acting up, and they straighten up. Some kids you can put in the corner, and they'll straighten up. Some kids you can say, "I'm very disappointed in you, young man," and all is well. But most kids don't respond to that. It's always the question about, do you want your child to fear you or respect you? And honestly, they're kissing cousins. They have to be walking down the aisle hand in hand to get some act right in your kid. And you can try to be nice, try to be reasonable, and treat them like little tiny adults. But you'll do better treating them like little tiny animals. Because oftentimes they don't respond to the kindness. They see it as weakness and they try to take advantage. That's why you have to watch children, because they're always trying to take advantage. That's why you have to guide them to keep them on task, doing what they need to do to become functional and worthwhile individuals in this society. Case in point, Donald Trump. He is a somewhat rich, spoiled, arrogant, entitled piece of shit. And his dad was the same kind of piece of shit. And I'm fairly sure that neither one of them got disciplined. Because people, like animals, adults like children, have to be checked and corrected. And when they don't get checked, when they're not corrected, they have a very anarchic personality. They do what they want to do. They hurt who they want to hurt. They have no integrity. They have no accountability. They lie, and they don't care. Case in point, Donald Trump. Case in point, the affluenza kid who got drunk and ran over 4 people and killed, I think, 3. He didn't even go to jail because his parents didn't teach him right from wrong because he was so fucking entitled, and that was a fucking defense. And then he didn't go to jail. He goes on probation, house arrest, and continues to fuck up. They go to lock him up for breaking his probation. He flees the country with his mom's help. She's an enabler. She's probably been an enabler since he was born, enabling him to be an arrogant, non-caring, non-sympathetic, apathetic asshole. And if you don't check your kids and start early, that's what you're going to get. Some asshole that thinks they can do anything to anyone. So, okay, you don't want to beat your kids? Fine. You do what you do. But when they get out there in the world, somebody's going to check them. It's going to be a peer in school. It might be a teacher. It might be a cop. And they're not going to be as gentle as you're going to be with your kids because you love them. Everybody else out there don't give a shit. So I would rather discipline, whoop, spank my kid and have them learn how to be a respectable individual when they're released out in the world, when they're adults, than to not and have them get fucked up, end up dead. You know, because our kid's black. She's not going to be some entitled asshole in the White House. She's going to be dead.
That's when I did this recording earlier, that's what I was trying to get across. And that's primarily, from the time of slavery, black people got whipped. That's what happened. You think white kids didn't get whipped? What do you think the woodshed's all about? You know, you might get spanked, you might get popped or whatnot, but if you really mess up, you're going to the woodshed, and you don't want to go to the woodshed. You know, you done really messed up when you do that. But in terms of just African Americans only, you know, first it was Africans, and then, you know, grandfathered in to be African Americans. But just think about this. You don't like corporal punishment. You don't like it. And you'll say anything, you'll call people who do that to their kids or whatnot, you'll call them cowards and things like that. And you'll call it disgusting and whatnot. Okay, corporal punishment for doing an egregious action. A willful egregious action. Okay, so how do you feel about people who have corporal punishment and all they was trying to do was some good on the planet? How do you feel about that? See, most people, I don't hear up in arms about that. Just for example, just think about this. It's a hyperbole, or is it? 9/11, everyone's up in arms and crying. Okay, what if that building had nothing but black people in it? What would be heard? Oh, obviously that was the Lord's work. Oh, well, they shouldn't have been in there. There would have been a whole lot of things. Well, you know, how many of them had drugs in their system? It's like, dude, some people from Saudi Arabia flew planes into the building. How does that have anything to do with their drugs? Or anything if they had them at all? You know, what gang were they in? That's what will be happening. And see, there's a lot of people, like, for example, we whoop our kid at points? It's been a very long time. And we do our best by all means to keep it that way. I mean, we do everything but get on our knees and beg for her to act right. We do everything. But you got kids out there, and I grew up with them, and their mindset is this: you ain't gonna do nothing. That's their mindset. That's what, you ain't gonna do nothing. And I've watched white kids, black kids. Well, actually, this white kid's the one that taught me. And I never used it because I'm like, if I mess up, I mess up. Or whatever punishment I got coming. So long as the punishment fit the crime, basically. But I'm sitting here like, okay, what did this kid do? What did he do? He balled up a bunch of paper and he threw it and smacked the teacher right in the face. So he's going to get suspended for 5 days. All right. So that's what his crime was. He's in the office and he is pissed off looking. And I'm looking at him and I know what he did. Everybody knew what he did. I wasn't even in his class. I knew what he did. So I had to ask him, why are you so upset? Why are you so angry? And he said, well, if you look angry and you stay looking angry, then your parents will think that you got wronged. And if they think you got wronged, the punishment won't be so bad because they'll be trying to figure out what's really going on and why what happened. And I'm like, damn. You know, and I thought, that don't work with black people. I'm just being straight up with you. It don't work with black people. And I'm sure for a fact, there's a lot of the great majority of white people that don't work for either. I'm just saying. So, I mean, what I'm used to is, did you do it? Well, no. They said you did it, so you did it. That's what I'm used to.
Did someone older than you say you did something? If so, then what they said is true. That's it. End of story. I got whoopings for a lot of stuff. New ones didn't matter. But you know what it taught me? Justice. What is fair? What is right? There are very few whoopings where I'm like, man, I earned this. I ain't even mad. If I feel like I earned something, I'm like, you know what? I earned that whooping. And obviously I didn't listen. And I didn't listen again. And I constantly didn't listen. So, whooping somebody, it just kind of nails the nail into the wood. It just does it. I mean, could you just simply, hey, kid. All right, I know that something might be going on with you, and you're about to bully this other person. I see that. I get that. You shouldn't do that. You don't need to do that. Don't go that route. Don't bully. Do something else instead. The kid gonna look at you and probably be like, "What the fuck wrong with you?" And they're gonna do what they want to do, because that's all we humans do. We just want to do what we want to do. If you don't discipline a kid, then that kid's gonna run all over you. What's the point? You're supposed to be a parent. You're supposed to be, you brought this kid into the world. The kid didn't ask to be into the world. But at the same time, the kid's going to be in the world. Might as well be constructive to some degree. It makes sense. It don't make sense to bring a kid into the world and just be like, do what you want to do. There are no rules. There are no consequences or whatnot. And when you have a kid that you can't punish in terms of taking TV away, they can't go to a party or something. If they want something, they're going to sneak out and do it. They're going to get it done no matter what. And people need to understand that. And when you assert stuff, like in the video I saw, when you assert bullshit, when you say that whooping someone will cause brain damage or brain trauma, you're full of shit. And you don't need to make any more videos. Ever. Period. Turn in your intellectual card. You're done. And you'll say, and people will say, well, if you have to physically harm someone, you've shown that you can't handle things intellectually and you're weak or whatnot. I'm like, okay, then someone's coming to your house, they're going to rob you. What do?
You reason your way out of it. That's what you do.
Hey man, don't steal my stuff. All right, don't steal my stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry, kind sir. I have seen the folly of my ways. I shall go now. It don't go down like that.
We got a term in the African community where we say, bitch, please. That's where that comes from. Bitch, please.
Or, which is going to become popular, boy, bye.
Yep. Boy, bye.
Boy, bye.
I also heard, girl, bye.
Mm-hmm.
Sister, gone. I've heard that one too. Sister, gone. That ain't going to work.
Like that.
Someone's carjacking me. Hey. Stop carjacking me.
Dang, man. You're right. I'm going to go home. No.
It don't work that way. It's somebody that came to my house. Knock a motherfucker out. Stab him. Shoot him. Something. You know why? Because the fucker knew he was wrong in the first place. How does he know? Because if somebody was doing it to him, he would have taken the same actions. And he and or she knows that. They know that. Sidra showed me a video earlier. This woman that they're driving, a person drops a parcel off at someone's house. They run up to the house the woman runs up to the house to steal a package. She tried to run, slipped and broke her leg. Mm-hmm. Felt nothing for her. She got what she deserved.
That was straight up karma.
Yes, that is getting what you deserve. She begged for that leg breaking. She begged for it. If she didn't run up and steal somebody's stuff, her leg would not have been broken.
It wouldn't have.
That is that point. If they kept on driving and she was walking, trying to get to her house and she slipped and fell, then okay. At that point, it's different. That's different. But she committed a crime. Now, she knew not to. Everyone knows not to take something that doesn't belong to them. But they're going to do it anyway. People steal. Politicians. These politicians, in general, I'm being very blanketed. They use taxpayer money to fuel their jets, to even buy their jets, to buy their cars, to buy a desk, a soundproof phone system, Kevlar pants.
To pay for their hookers.
Literally, for hookers and strippers. They do that to go on family vacations.
And boy toys.
Take their pet rabbit. And honestly, the pet rabbit thing is stupid. Take any pet. I don't care if it's a snake, iguana. I don't care if it's an invisible pet dog. And yes, that's been done. Someone has taken an invisible pet dog on a plane, taking up space. It's been done. These politicians are stealing. I don't hear anybody up in arms about it, except progressives.
And yet they keep doing it because
they can get away with it. If somebody said, oh, you just stole taxpayer money, you got to go to prison. Every time it was done.
They stopped doing this so readily, but right now they're in a state of, you ain't gonna do nothing.
Ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it.
Ain't gonna do nothing.
Ain't gonna do nothing.
Just like Trump.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
Trump lives in. He ain't gonna do nothing.
Ain't gonna do nothing. That's what Trump is. That's what a lot of politicians are. Think about Hillary. Think about Hillary Clinton. How messed up is it when you say, oh yeah, I got something in common with black people. Look, I take hot sauce places where I go. What? And black dude couldn't call her out on it, not on air. You know, he might want her to come back and talk. So he got to shut up and just be like, don't you think that's a little pandering? That was the best he could do. And she's like, oh no, I take this stuff places. Hot sauce. I'm like, man, please. Come on now. That's like a black dude walking down the street with some little white girl. You know, obviously she's about 25 or so, but she's short. And it's like, oh yeah, I take a white girl everywhere I go just so people can accept me. But it don't work that way. Why? Because what up with that white girl? Mm-hmm. We're going to kill this motherfucker.
He must be kidnapping her.
He obviously is walking down the street in plain sight with her holding on to his arm like that and all blushing. That's a kidnapping. You know, you think that's hyperbole? It's happened at a gas station. Yeah. So I'm just saying, these are things that happen. And that's why they're whoopings to stop this stuff. Hopefully. But just think about all the stuff we do have. And there are whoopings. Oh yeah, there's the other side. There's the other side. There are people that get whooped their life. But you know what? That's abuse. There's a difference. And I brought this up in the first time I did this, but I'm gonna bring it up again. You got people, white or black, they go out, they go to their job, they take shit from their boss, from their supervisor or whatnot. It's a hard day at work. They got this pride, soul sucking business. Then they got to come home to an unruly house, or a house where it's usually ruly, but then the kid done messed up or somebody messed up and they don't have a fuse anymore. It's all of their wick has been ground away at work, and they come home where one is safe to be a complete asshole. So yes, at that moment, it's cowardly. You ain't gonna do that at work, you know? So yes, they come home and they'll take it out on their family. And that's how they grow up. And when that kid grows up, most likely that kid's gonna grow up to be a complete asshole, and corporal punishment ain't gonna make it. Prison ain't gonna make it, because all you're doing is just sending them back home. That's really it. There are lots of ways to solve things, but people abuse lots of things. Corporal punishment, you mess up, you get warnings, talks. You mess up, warnings, talks. You mess up, there might be some kind of firmness, take this away, take that away, explain why this and that, just talk and talk. But the kid, and most adults, the majority are adults, they don't want to change. They don't want to be different. They want what they want. And if you block them from getting what they want, you are the enemy. You are doing them wrong. They're going to act out. And that's what they do. They're going to act out. I didn't get what I want, so now I'm going to get revenge. It's like, but what you wanted would have hurt somebody else. I don't care. I want what I want. It's that simple. Life is only as complicated as we make it. And not individual, not for yourself. No one really makes things really difficult for themselves. Not really. Oftentimes it's everyone else that's making it difficult for somebody that should just have kind of a chill life. But I would like to start a business. I'd like to start a pro wrestling business just for the fun of it. I don't have $16,000 to get a ring. I don't have $400 a month to rent venues. I could reach out for wrestlers, but where would I get them from? And even if then, all of a sudden, there would be this, taxes and licenses and all this and that. And it's like, it's so expensive. You can't get it. It's punishment before there's anything going on. The person that wants to, The guy that wants to just, there's a fight. He breaks up a fight. Police come in and harass him, then choke him out to death. The guy that's walking around naked in his yard that hasn't done anything because he's got mental issues. He's not a threat to anyone, but then the cop feels free to shoot him in the stomach and then the chest. The guy that's like, look, I don't have a job. I had a job. I got laid off because I've got a record. I got a job, but I got laid off because I got a record. I can't afford anything. I can't pay child support. So then the cop catches him. It's like, look, this and that, we're going to bring you in. Who knows what's really being said? Dude says, I can't go to prison. If I go to prison, then I really can't pay. And then I become a part of the system. So I'm going to run away. So in running away, he gets shot in the back like 6 or 7 times, and then the gun planted on him. Or the guy that says, I'm doing nothing. Nothing's happened. No one's speeding. No one's doing anything. But I am required by law to do the right thing and let you know that I do have a gun, but it's not on me. All right, get your wallet. Wait, don't reach. Now I'm going to shoot you 6 times. Point blank range. It's stuff like that makes it hard for people to get stuff accomplished. It makes it hard for society to get things accomplished. You're worried about corporal punishment to kids and teens and elderly and whatnot. I get it. That makes sense. But what about those where corporal punishment is deadly? Are you up in arms about that just as much? Are those people pieces of shit? The ones that cause it?
Are they cowardly?
Are they? Because I think the greatest brain damage is when someone gets shot in the head. That's what I would think. Because, see, a whooping ain't going to cause brain damage or brain trauma. But you know what does? Lead in paint, lead in the water here all around the United States. It's in everyone's house now. Because of corporations paying politicians to deregulate them so they don't have to make the water clean.
Corporations do it because they ain't going to do nothing.
And I can get away with it.
Politicians do it because
ain't nobody gonna do nothing. Listen, if I was a Republican, listen to me. If I was a Republican, I would say, I am going to accept this $200,000 from Nestle. Okay? Or you know what? No, let's make it a little closer. From Aquafina or Dasani. I'm going to accept this $200,000 from them. And I am going to help pass regulations to deregulate them. The regulation will deregulate. That's what I will tell you. I'm going to pass regulations to deregulate those 2 companies. Those 2 companies will be allowed to put lead in their water because they don't have to filter it out anymore. They don't have to take care of their system. They don't have to do treatments. And you, the public, not only are you going to be angry about what's going on, but you're going to vote for me again. You know why? Because you ain't going to do nothing. Oh, you could be smart and say, let's vote for those that are really trying to make a change. But you're not going to do that because you've been taught to hate. So what's worse? The corporal punishment or indoctrinating your kids to believe certain things so when they get older, they vote a certain way, no matter how catastrophic it is to their life, their lifestyle, and their health. Just think about that. What is child abuse? Is it indoctrinating them into something to believe in? So when they get sick, they say, I will just pray and believe and then I will be healed. Oh, I'm not healed. I'm dead. I will not take my child to the hospital or the emergency room. Instead, I will just pray and believe. And then when something happens, oh, well, obviously what I believed in had a better plan. So those are what's you gotta think, what's child abuse? Because if you're more upset about a child getting popped or whooped than you are about children being allowed to die from things that could have been prevented by simply going to the hospital, or someone allowing lead to be in water because they get a paycheck. If you're more worried about a child getting popped on the ass or the hand or the thigh or whatnot than you are of a child being beaten and tased to death by cops. Because you can't have it both ways. You can't say, don't hurt this child. Oh, go ahead and jack up the teens and adults. You can't have it both ways. So if you're going to be outraged by one, you damn sure need to be outraged by the other one, or you are the coward. That's how that plays out. And like Megatron said about, I'm just going to put it like this. About everything you've been thinking and believing, either you're lying or you're stupid. That's really what it comes down to. So think about and reevaluate yourself. Because like most black people, the mindset is, I am going to whoop you out of the penitentiary. I'm going to whoop you out of being shot by these cops. I'm going to whoop you out of joining a gang. I'm going to whoop you out of joining these little small niche groups and getting in trouble or causing people harm online and being a cyberbully or something like that. Whatever it takes to make you a decent person for society is what it will take. And there's across the board, you'll find a lot of kids that say, if my mom and dad didn't whoop me, who knows what I'd have done by now. And that's a guarantee. I'm not saying you should whoop your kids. I'm not saying that you must. No, there are many avenues and depends on that individual child's personality. For me, you could have just talked to me, explained how things were, and it would have been all good. It would have been a green light. Let's go. I'm doing it and I'm helping you. Just help remind me here and there. Some kids aren't like that. Actually, a lot of kids aren't like that. They are, I want what I want, no matter
do anything to get it.
And feel no regret. That's exactly what it is. And if you stop them, you're the enemy. That's really what's going on.
And see, they function under the belief that, oh, you just whoop them. You whoop them in the morning, whoop them in the evening, whoop them at night, no matter what they do. No.
We're not white people in a Spike Lee movie.
This is not what it is. It's part of what child rearing is. Child rearing comes with teaching, explaining, demonstrating, communicating. You want that child to have empathy, you have to show that child empathy. You want that child to have respect, you have to show that child respect.
And a whooping isn't about trying to get respect. See, anyone that uses corporal punishment as a sign of getting respect is a bully and is a coward. Respect, one, should be given immediate, but also earned as well, because respect can be lost. You shouldn't have to earn someone's respect. They should give it to you immediately. But a child isn't knowing about respect. No. So you have to exempt them from that. What you do is just teach them what's right, what's wrong, or what's favorable, or what's not favorable. It just depends. Just think about this to yourself. What if this was a world where thieving was the only good moral? So if you can't steal, then what's the point of you? I mean, a good thief will live to see tomorrow because they will have eaten. They will have gotten whatever they need to sell, or they would have gotten the food that they stole because they're thieving. And the whole idea of the store is to catch them. And if they catch them, then they are literally locked up for a day and then they can't do anything. But they get out the next day and they can try again. What if it was that world? But it's not that world. It's not that world. And my words to you are shut the fuck up. Because it's a what if situation. And you have to think about it. You have to think about it. Or you don't have to. You can just do what most people do and don't think. You can just do that. But this is what happens. This is life. This is real talk. And it sucks. Because I'm going to tell you. I don't know if, should I talk about the first time I ever had to pop my daughter. That was painful. Because it was, I think months of what in the world, and nothing was working. And the look in her eyes of, I don't have to worry because you're not going to do anything. Oh, I see you're mad. I see you're upset with me. I see you're pissed with me, Dad. But, yeah. So, and that's just should have seen it. And I'm like, why? Because I truly believe to the depths of my soul, if we have a soul, that this, you don't have to whoop. Because I didn't want to be one of the parents that whooped. I can do better. I can be better. And I'm like, she is been testing. And then, Not even teaching her. I'm trying to figure out where she got it from, but she ends up talking trash. And I mean I'm like, man, you little and you talking some serious shit. Where have you been getting this from? So, I mean, what else? Pop her right on the ass. And that shocked her. And what's messed up is she started acting like she had some sense. Popped her one good time. And then she acted like she had some sense. And it was all good after that. For a good while. She was afraid of getting popped. She wasn't afraid of me. She was still playing around with me and buzzing me and all this other stuff. But she knew if she did wrong, she was going to catch it. And that was good. Because it kept her acting good. And we had fun and we played. And then she started getting out of hand again. And I go through the whole, please don't, begging. Come on, please don't. And then it's eventually after a few days, pop. And then she acted like she got some sense. And that starts a cycle that I didn't like. And I cried over that. It broke me. It broke my heart in so many areas. Because it's not just seeing her. I'm seeing this as people in general. And it really changed my outlook on politicians and how people treat each other and how they manipulate others. So that's what happened. It was painful for me because I'm like, shouldn't we just be better? Why do we have to go this far? Why can't it just be, okay, you got this. I've taken the danger from you. I've given you something else to do. But no matter how I distract you with even the things that you love so much, you're going to try to go back to whatever the thing you were doing. So it's not cool. So, and I got to see how people acted. And it'd be some years, before this whole affluenza, Donald Trump and all this other stuff. And I mean, look, check this out. People are starting to wake up to, Barack Obama. They're finally starting to. All right. But think about what he did. He ran a smooth game, got into office, and then reneged on everything. Everything. And at the end, he can just say, what you gonna do? And nobody can do anything. Yes. What did he say? There ain't no golden parachutes. Banks got to go. And I'm gonna lower your taxes and all this because I got the money. You don't. Why in the world should you fork over money you don't have? Well, I got the money. I can pay up more. So what did he do? Raise taxes, bail out the banks, and raise your taxes more. That's what he did. And you know what happened? People voted for him again. All Obama was a very slow Romney. And I told Sidra, I told my buddy in Nevada, I told him, Obama is going to be a very slow version of Mitt Romney. But people are naturally born stupid. And they do their best to stay stupid. After Obama, do you think we're going to get someone better? No. We're probably going to get somebody worse than Bush. I had no clue of how accurate I was.
Because Bush was an idiot.
Bush was a flipping idiot. He was a flaming idiot. Donald Trump isn't even an idiot. He is too arrogant to know how stupid he is. And just think about it. Hold up. Let me just throw this out real quick. This if this ain't in your face, Donald Trump is such a child. In general, we're all children. We all, yes. But he is still stuck in that 8-year-old mindset. All he wants is people on his side.
And to be first.
And to be people to be loyal. It's one thing to be on somebody's side. No, it's another to be loyal. You're on their side. You're going to choose them all the time. You're going to side with them. But then when things get bad, that's when they want your loyalty. So things are horrible, but you're going to stand at my side and protect me. Because all Donald Trump has been is, you should protect me. The president should be above the law. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to pay attention to anything. That's all President Trump has been doing. And anyone can say he's not my president. Donald J. Trump is Cedric Kennedy's president. He ain't the one I want, but he is my president. I have to accept that. He goes down in the history books as President Donald J. Trump. He's your president. He's my president. Just because you don't want it, don't mean you ain't get it. It's kind of like rape. You know, that thing that people do, whether it's a man or a woman, they'll rape somebody and think that they can get away with it because what you gonna do? Why should my child get his entire life ruined for a few seconds of fun? No, a few minutes of fun. That's some entitlement. It's also trying to protect your own, but that's loyalty. It also shows you where their heads are. Anybody up in arms about that? Anybody? I remember when Tulsa, Oklahoma was a great place for black people until that one white dude came in starting shit and got killed after being as racist as he could. And all of a sudden the country rained holy hell on Tulsa, bombed the place, killing many African Americans, ruining their economy. My add, Tulsa, Oklahoma had a very private, booming economy where black people were starting businesses and everything. Don't let the niggers look good. Just saying. Anybody upset about that? Because that's still happening today. How could it not be? I mean, right now what you have is, don't let Tulsa happen again. Oh, you mean the destruction of it? No, the fact that it was even made. Don't let black people get that well. So you got places like Alabama where you got black people in homes, in apartments that's getting pushed out. There is gentrification. Anybody upset about that? Because I'm pretty sure that's traumatizing. I'm pretty sure that's some kind of abuse. Are y'all upset about that? You have to bring that up. You know, so, I mean, so can I, is it all right to, make sure that somebody doesn't have a job to feed themselves or their family? That's all right, but it's not all right to whoop somebody that's acting up. So that means the Republicans and the Democrats, the establishment in whole, can make sure that all the poor people stay poor and have lead and other stuff and chemicals in their water that stunts their brain growth and development and child development. See, that's all right. Just don't hit anybody. Is that what y'all saying? You got to check yourself. You got to check yourself. What are you advocating? Because it's more, corporal punishment is way more than just physical. It's also psychological. It's political. And if you can't see that, then you're the problem. You are the absolute problem. Because you got to open your eyes. There ain't but one side to pick. And that's the side of decency. You want to call me a monster or a coward or whatnot? Let me tell you this. That dude said that someone said they don't beat the teenagers. They don't beat the teenagers anymore because the teenagers got big and then they're equal in stature or something like that. No.
That's bullshit.
No. That's because I've seen a 20-year-old get his ass whooped by his mom. I've seen a 25-year-old get his ass whooped by his dad. There's a video of a 28-year-old guy getting whooped by his 22-year-old girlfriend's father. Got his ass whooped. They white. Take that with you. And they're white. So you got to think about that. That happened. That was a thing. That was a thing that happened. So how you going to let this go? What do you want? Because people are going to do what they want to do. That's the whole point. Where does corporal punishment end and begin? Because what's going to happen to you when you need help? But there's none because, people just doing what they want to do. No one's been taught empathy. They haven't been taught sympathy. They haven't been taught the golden rule. They just, well, look, I could have been taught those things, but my parents just kind of taught to me and I knew they weren't going to do anything. So I just did what I wanted to do. That's really what's going on. So help me out. Because it's not cowardly. Because what's happening is the teenager has gotten big, grown up, and the parent says, you got to get the fuck out. Once you hit roughly 14 to 16, the parents done gone from whooping you obviously don't work. Talking to you don't work. Begging you, being kind to you, it don't work. You're just an asshole. You got to go. That's really it. If someone's a danger to your home, they got to go.
And then that asshole that gets put out because nothing was working, come and jack you, take your car, and kill your woman. What you gonna want to happen to him? You gonna talk to him? You gonna put him in the corner? Or you want his ass executed? Think about that.
What you gonna do, Tom? That was in the Boondocks. It's just something we say. When you're pushed in the corner, you gotta think, what you gonna do, Tom? Because let me tell you something. You come to prison, all you got is booty. And booty is more important than water. Because see, when I approach you, it's going to be like this. I'm going to say, see, I like you and I want you. Now, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. What? You're going to make me ruin that butt. Oh, it works in a male or female prison. You know? So, I mean, y'all think about this. We're just talking, having a discussion. And that's what it's going to be up under the CR discussions. That's the banner this was going to fly under. Just so, yeah, we got some wrestling to watch and stuff. Because in wrestling, you know, I mean, they're hitting that mat pretty hard. They catch elbows a little soft, but in the neck pretty hard. That's corporal punishment to an extent. So, is wrestling bad? Is football bad? Anything where you get physically assaulted, whether it's mutual or not, because it's not agreed upon in football for someone to hit you, to mow you over. It's not agreed upon. It's just expected because of the sport. There's a difference. If I was playing football, I expect someone to mow me over, but I'm not going to sit there and consent to it. There's a difference. I consent that, yes, it may happen. These are all, it's some legalese in there. It's some legalese. You know, just because, hey, it's a verdict. Okay, there's something coming in. So, your opinion. Do you think the person is guilty? I'm not asking you anything else. Do you think the person is guilty? And if you say no, that doesn't mean you say they're innocent. You just don't think they're guilty. That's something that I'm learning recently. That kind of thing. And, you know, hey, I'm learning. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. Just because you say they're innocent doesn't mean you're saying they're not guilty. They're just innocent. So, it's just certain things. But, yeah, we're going to wind it up here. You got anything else to add, love?
No, I'll say no.
All right. This is Cedric Kennedy and Sidra Owens for Comparative Reasoning for CR Discussions. Thank you for listening. Oh, and please, chime in, comment, do all that stuff. Thank you for listening.